Hello, Combat, and welcome back to another Decks of the Week video. In this video, we're going to be looking at 10 decks of the week. As always, these are from all over the spot. It's quite a interesting bunch of decks this week. Some very fun stuff. And then we'll talk about the new card Sage. And to start with, the first deck is going to be a Sage deck. So, first one was a Bounce Sage. List is doing the rounds right now, doing pretty well. I believe I've seen someone get top 10 on the ladder with it, but it's doing quite well. I wrote Sage off, but I did put her in a bounce deck. I said it's probably where she'll fit. I wrote her off because of the leech buff, right? Because this deck does get punished heavily by leech, right? Because you are looking for an explosive turn 5, maybe 6, right? So it's kind of awkward. But at the same time, it's still a very good list. Like, if you don't get leeched, you're pretty good. Just like leech can hurt it a lot, right? Because you're what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on reveals. Not too bad, right? 7, yeah, 6. And obviously you want to bounce stuff and go again, right? Like US Agent deals with the big stuff, also gives you some buffs and stuff like that. But you like your big powerhouses, like your Hitmonkey and your Sage, for those big turns, and those are the ones that get hit by leech and kind of hurts. So this deck's doing quite well. Might do a video on that deck tomorrow. And next up we have the Patriot list, following the Ultron buff, which was absolutely huge. I did do a video on Ultron. This list is more like teched up than I had, because I never ran like the Dazzler, the Mysterio. You got leech in here. You've kind of got all these other ways of filling up the locations and doing it all. And then you have the buff with Patriot, Blue Marvel, Onslaught. You also have the Super Scroll to deal with decks that you were struggling with. Right? You know, Super Scroll's just a good card. And if you want to, you can leech Blink, stuff like that. You've got Ultron for the big power play in the end, right? So it's very good. I love Patriot. Next up, we have just Hela. I'm going to skip over Hela. She's still good, still great. Can she get hurt by leech? Yes. But, you know, so can most decks. You kind of just got to accept that. Next up, we have the Clog list. This deck's just very good. Just for the Professor X cannonball type stuff. It's just ridiculous. Red Hulk super strong, you know. It's just such a good deck that's just super annoying. People hate facing it because it is just that deck, right? It's just, you know, you hate it. Next up, Loki. Like I said, like, there's very wide range of decks. There is quite a lot of same old decks, right? Loki hasn't really changed much. I mean, Red Guardian's in here. They used to be like Rogue and stuff like that. You've got Nocturne in here, which never really wasn't the card that you put in here. Well, obviously she's new, but she's slotted in here to help you with like bad locations, right? You can really be done with bad locations. Snow Guard can help that, but sometimes that you kind of want to keep the Snow Guard, like Hawk, the Hawk for those bad locations. But with Nocturne in there, you can gladly just Loki the Hawk and the Bear with Nocturne down, right? So gives you a little bit more freedom. Where we at? 6. This is I guess it's kind of like a Silky Smooth type list, right? Yeah, it's a Silky Smooth type stuff with Leech and Blink. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the Doom's a little bit greedy in this list, but it is what it is, right? You know, you got your Angelas and your Kitty, and you've got your Jeff. I call it Silky Smooth, and there's no silk in here, so, you know, kind of like just a move package, good card move package, I guess you'd call it. It's not how I'd play it, but, you know, it is what it is. Next up, we have Darkhawk, very similar to the last list, right? You've just got, right now in Snap, you have these packages that just go well together, right? So you've got your Kitty, your Angela, just go great together. With those lists, you're having Jeff in there, because Jeff can go there, right? That's just a great package. Then you've got your Leech or your Jubilee with Blink. And then you've got your big 6 drops, right? So those are going together. Hope, just a great tempo card. get some stuff. So there's a lot of packages that go together, and right now the only downside to it is like the little packages go well with other little packages. Like the Angela Kitty stuff goes well with the Leech Blink stuff, which can make it a little boring, but at the same time it's the right, very flexible. Like you'll see, look, we have it again, Leech Blink, right? But it's a completely different list. This has even got Jubilee in it. This is like this is a tech one. I did a video on this yesterday or Friday. I can't remember which day it was. This deck was incredible. I swapped out Red Guardian for Negasonic because White Widow in a lane and then Negasonic in that lane, so they can't fill it up on like turn 5 or 6 or something, depending on if you've got initiative or not initiative. You know, can be incredible. And because it's just gives guarantees at -4 power, right? It's really good. This deck is incredible. It has everything you need in the meta right now. It has a Quake that can just cause havoc. You got Nebula that forces people to play in that lane, but then you White Widow a different lane, right? And then they've got to choose where they want to go. Jeff, just perfect card, and then you've got Nocturne, just a 3/5. I put Nocturne as my best card for this month, and I think a lot of other people put her like mid bottom. And as you see in this list, she is everywhere, right? She is just great. I had her as the best card because the fact she's a 3/5, right? She's a 3/5. That's already good enough, right? Then you add in the fact that you can move and you can change your location. Just makes the card incredible. And then obviously you've got the top end stuff. Claw is in here. Claw's just a great card, man. They kind of overbuffed him a little bit, I think. Then we have a destroy list. It's not full on Deadpool destroy. It's just like put a load of tokens down, get a cheap Mockingbird down, destroy them all for death. So you've got like the Sentry Annihilus type package in here with some destroy cards to add an extra bit of oomph to what you're offering. And the last deck for the 10 is an ongoing list. I could have put other decks in here. Like they could have, like this ongoing deck is just pretty good, right? You have the US Agent for dealing with big stuff. You got Jean Grey force people in. Then you can Jean, Cosmo, then like, I don't know, Claw Onslaught, right? And then just contest 2 lanes or something like that. You know, you've got plenty of options with it. Again, you've got Nocturne because it's one of the best cards to change locations. Helps you a lot. And then you've got your move cards, so you can get Miss Marvel and you can play Jean and move out, right? Like there's other decks I could have put in here. I could have put Tribunal in here. It could have been like a full-on destroy. It could have been high evo. Like it could have been like a proper discard, not a hella discard. Like Black Bolt stuff's pretty good as well. There's so many good cards, right? Decks in the meta right now. Some of them are a little bit better than others, and it comes down to being able to run the packages like I talked about, right? Like the Leech Blink or the Jubilee Blink or the Angela Kitty type stuff with Jeff. You know, it's more about the cards that you can put in the deck, but you can build a lot around it, right? Which opens up a lot of decks. Anyways, that's enough rambling. Let's talk about the new card this week, which was Sage. So she's a 3/0. On reveal, +2 power for each different power among all of the cards. Honestly, I didn't rate this card much because I just didn't see it being enough. I thought it was gonna be like 6 to 8 on average, but more realistic that it's more like an 8-10 easily, which a 3/8 is fantastic, by the way. Then you had the Leech buff, so it went down more in my books because, you know, right now you don't really have a lot of downside to playing Leech, right? You Leech into Blink, like I said, great combo. Like, what's the downside of that? Because you're gonna swap the Leech for like a 6-drop, so it's just, and it kind of hurts to kind of put. But if you don't get Leech, this card is overperforming where I thought it should be. It's a great card. I do think that if you like those type of combo bursty type decks, like the bounce type stuff, maybe some Sarah type stuff like that, this card can be the card for you. And she's definitely worth talking about, opening Spotlight Keys or maybe spending some tokens. So anyways, that is enough rambling for me. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you do, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I will catch you tomorrow for another video. Peace.